Guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about how I plan on making $250 every single day from trading stocks. We're going to be talking about how I did that in 2024, the strategy and approach I used. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. If you do, hit that like button and subscribe. And if you guys want to learn more about swing trading and trading in the market, check out our school. It's fantastic. We talk about how to find undervalued stocks, the scanners I use, the scanners you guys can use, the entries, exits, risk management systems that I use, everything when it comes to trading in the market. It's like a school, right? We have quizzes, we have a final exam. It's not like an easy, scammy course that everybody always claims traders and YouTubers sell. I'm telling you, it's different. So check it out down below. We have an awesome sale going on for 2025. You guys can get 51% off for the first week in 2025 by using code 2025. So make sure you guys check it out down below. I'll see you guys in there. And guys, let's turn to the computer and start seeing some of our trades. But actually, before we do, I want to talk about one thing here. The biggest thing about trading that a lot of people get confused about is they always think that I'm finding a stock at 10 cents and I'm selling it at $100. No, 99% of the trades that I take and the successful traders that I know, they make money off of one thing, and that is consistency. They find that stock at $1, and instead of selling it at $100, because that risk tolerance would be super high, they sell it at $1.10. And that 10 cents might not seem like much, but as you compound it over the course of a year, it adds up. And that's what most successful traders do, right? If you can make 3% per month, you're better than 95% of all the traders in the world. So focus on consistency. Don't think you have to have these glamorous returns, and the only thing that's separating you from making more money once you have a profitable strategy, if you're making $25 a day, the only thing that's separating you from making $250 a day isn't your strategy, because your strategy is profitable. It's just your account size. So continue to grind, continue to compound it, and you'll be there soon. So let's turn to the computer now and see the strategies and some of the trades that I took here and that I'm holding. So, the first thing I want to kind of talk about here is going to be the broker. So this is huge, right? A lot of people will trade just with random brokers, which, yeah, you can swing trade on the Cash App nowadays because you can buy and sell stocks. You can swing trade on, SoFi, on Robinhood. But I'm telling you, having a trading broker will elevate your game because they offer tools and analytics that other brokers don't offer. Now, I use Moomoo. They're awesome. They offer great charting, paper trading, and more importantly, they offer this risk and reward calculator that I'll show you guys here in a second. So I'll put a link to them down below. You guys can get up to 20 free stock by signing up. So click that link, sign up, and all right. So for me and my approach here, one of the things that I always look at here are moving average lines. So moving average lines are indicators and lines that I use to get trend direction and support levels. So support is just where we get tendencies of getting buying pressure. It could be at a certain price. It could be at a trend line. It could be at a moving average line, right? Each stock is different. Each stock has their own personalities. Now, before I ever place a trade, I review a checklist. So I'm not just buying random stocks. I review a checklist that I've crafted, and it's worked very well for me. So the first thing on the list here is having a good upward trend. A lot of people and a lot of new traders and investors will see a stock on a downward trend, and they will think the stock's magically going to recover and they're going to buy it at a cheap price and it's just going to bounce back. Yeah, it can happen, but I've seen it time and time again where that stock just continues to sell off. So for me, it's just better to find a stock on an upward trend. And that's the first thing here, that upward trend. So with ENB here, it has that great upward trend. The second thing here is support levels. You guys can see it has heavy support here on this blue line. This blue and this yellow line are moving average lines. So let's break these ones down. So the yellow is the 50-day moving average line. The blue is the 90-day moving average line. And the red is the 200-day moving average line. The main difference between them are going to be support strengths. So the 50 is going to be a weaker support than the 90. The 90 is going to be a weaker support than the 200. So you can make good trades just by looking at all three. Some traders will add like 5, 6 moving average lines. For me, it gets so complicated, and I love the expression MISS, make it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate your trades. So the next thing here on my checklist is going to be support. So support here, we can classify the blue line as support here. So that checks off the box. The next thing here that I look at is going to be the RSI. The RSI stands for the Relative Strength Index. Now, what I always do is I want to look back at previous history. So at the time here, I was trading for a 29. The last time I was trading for a 29 was back in this range. And what happened? It had great buying pressure. So now here, we can even look back a little bit more. Some good buying pressure there. So now we have, what do we have? A stock on an upward trend. It's on a support line. It's undervalued on the RSI. The next thing that I'll look at is earnings. I never want to hold a stock through an earnings report because it's incredibly risky. The reason I say that is because a stock through an earnings is pretty much a 50-50 chance of making money, right? We've seen companies release earnings and the stock squeezes up. We've also seen it where it gets crushed. So I just don't want to have that risk involved where I'm taking something out of my control. And I want to try to control as much as I can with the stock here. So now here, what I do after we understand the earnings, I want to go to a lower time frame because one time frame can be telling you one thing and then another could be telling you another thing. So looking at the hourly here, what do we notice? We notice that it has heavy resistance on this yellow line, right? It hits it and just has really hard sell-off, right? Boom, boom. So now you'd want to get in on the breakout right here where we have that first candle to break out above it. Now, actually, I wasn't even in on this position during this time. I by the time I got in and I had my funds ready, we got in up near and around the 4160 mark. Doing this is still good because what this does is it puts the moving average lines under the stock price, so it can use it as support because you can get in here, but it's also going to have resistance levels at these moving average lines. So it does have to break through them. So waiting a little bit just helps with a little more confirmation. So now here, going to that tool that we talked about, entering here, right on that moving average line, keeping our stop loss about 1 to 2% from the current price, and for a possible push up to resistance, gives a risk and reward of 5.62, risking $1 to make $5.62. And the reason why this is so incredibly important and why I love Moomoo is because of that tool. And if we go ahead and we start out, right, with a small amount of money, if that's just say of $500, and we take a trade like this every single week, we risk that 1 to 2%, like I said, with a 5 to 1 risk and reward. And imagine our win-loss percentage. We win about 40% of our trades. So 60% of the time we lose money. After the end of the year, we're literally looking at $1,978 from $500. And that's why having a good broker that offers that tool is so incredibly important. And I'll put a link to them down below. But also here, the strategy as well is important. That checklist is important. All the things that we talked about is so incredibly important and should not be taken lightly, right? So now here, looking at another stock. This one here is a little different. As we look at the daily, we'll notice that good trend like this on this trend line, okay? If we remove all the moving average lines, where would you want to buy this stock? You'd want to buy it on this trend line. So that's exactly what we did here is we took a nice trade near and around that one, we can actually go to the hourly here. We took it here at about 152 on the hourly support here. You can see the heavy support on the hourly time frame in preparation for a breakout of the trend and the moving average lines. So that's what we're looking for. This one here is a little different, but same approach, right? Because also it does have heavy support here on the trend and the 200-day moving average line. So like I said, different moving average lines offer different strength levels. So this is a very hard support. This is a very, very hard trend line. It's very undervalued on the RSI. So it has all of the things that we mentioned, but we did take a little more risk getting in on a lower price because it's going to have to go through a lot more resistance. So even if it doesn't, we could still, you know, take our profit and just move on to other opportunity because we're already up, like $3 per share on this trade. So it's worked out very well. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. But the biggest thing is I hope you learned something. If you want to continue your education, check out our school. You guys can get 51% off. Sign up with Moomoo and we'll see you guys. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.